The following is an independently produced program. The opinions expressed by the commentator and his guests for the duration of the program are solely his own and not that of the station, its managers, or owners.
Sanggunian In Action, programa nga nadulong sa inyo sang Sangguniang Panlalawigan nga ginapangunahan ni Iloilo Vice Governor Christine Tingtinggarin bilang presiding officer. Sanggunian In Action, hibalo ng mga programa, mga resolusyon kag mga ordinansa nga ginapasad para sa kayuhan sang aton probinsya. Sanggunian In Action, upod kay SP Information Officer Bert Ladera. Sanggunian In Action. Aton kilalahon na makatapos ang 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo. Sangguniang Kabataan President, ex-officio board member Maria Angelica Bianca Riquinto Espinosa. Liga ng mga Barangay President, ex-officio board member Dorothy Paez. Councilors League President, ex-officio board member Ramon Soliano. First District Board members Marcelo Valentine Sirag, Joan Herminanda. Second District Board members Rolito Kahilig, June Mundihar. Third District Board members Jason Gonzalez, Matt Palabrica. Fourth District Board members Rolando Distura, Domingo Oso Jr. Fifth District Board members Carol V. Espinosa Diaz, Binky April Tupas. Kagang Presiding Officer Vice Governor Christine Tingtinggarin. SP Secretary Attorney Raul Chusayco Jr. Mayong hapon Pilipinas, mayong hapon Western Visayas, labi na sa mga pamuluyo sa bugos nga probinsya sa Iloilo. Oras naman para sa Sanggunian In Action, 50 minutos nga update, balita, developments kag interviews. Upod sa gyapon sa labing una nga babayi nga vice gobernador sa probinsya sang Iloilo, Vice Governor Christine Tingtinggarin. Presiding Officer sa ato nga 14th Iloilo Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Ato natagan sa igtalupangod ang masangkad nga serbisyo kag matuod nga pagkabalaka sa tao sang 14th SP. Ini sa parayon man nga suporta kapag isa sang kabilugan nga 14th SP. Ang handom amo ang malagaran ang mga pumuluyo sa probinsya sang Iloilo pagi sa pagpasad sa mapuslanon nga mga ordinansa kag mangintingog sa mga talalupangdon nga mga isyu nga angay hatagan sang pagpasulabi sa karon nga panahon paagi sa mga ginaduso nga mga resolusyon.
Sanggunian In Action.
Hunyo 25, 2023, ika-154 nga episode na kita. Ini ang ika-49 nga episode sa idalom sang 14th Iloilo SP, kag ika-8 nga pagpalayag diri sa Bombo Radio Iloilo. Nagapabilin nga may mga COVID-19 cases pa sa syudad kag probinsya sang Iloilo, kag hindi malipat sa masami nga pagsuksok sang face mask kag paghugas ng kamot-kamit nga abon kag tubig o ang paggamit sang alkohol. Bisan pa nga voluntaryo na lang ang pagsuksok sang face mask, apang kinanglan manaton sa gyapon nga magpanagang batok sa iban pa nga makalalaton nga banatian. Ang ini nga programa parayon nga nagapanumdum sa tanan ng ato nga 14th Iloilo Sangguniang Panlalawigan or Provincial Board may mga 13 ka COVID-19 related ordinances nga nagagiya sa aton padulong sa new normal nga ato na nga ginausoy sa karon.
Sanggunian In Action.
Live kita sa Bombo Radio Iloilo 837 kHz sa inyong mga radyo. Makita ang batian kita sa FB page sang Bombo Radio Iloilo kag sa FB page sang Sanggunian In Action. Sa ato niya nga pagpadayon, hibalaw na nato ng pila kang impormasyon nga natipon ang latest halin sa aton SP Connection. Elmalin Paredes sa bordo sa iyang report. Elmalin.
Sanggunian In Action.
Mayong hapon, Doc Bert. Mayong hapon sa mga tagpalamati sang Sanggunian In Action. Yari ang update sa 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo. Mabinungahon ang ginhiwat ng 48th regular session sang 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo sang nagligad nga Martes sa pagpanguna sang mapisan kag dedikado sa serbisyo nga presiding officer nga si Vice Governor Christine Tingtinggarin. Kabahin sa magintalakay sa 48th regular session ang isa ka proposed resolution, 4 ka provincial matters, 85 ka municipal matters, 8 ka committee reports, 1 ka national matter, 1 ka unfinished business, 1 ka measure for third and final reading, kag 2 ka unassigned business.
Sanggunian In Action.
Livestock and Poultry Week celebration of Iloilo Ordinance aprobado na sa third and final reading sa 48th regular session sang 14th SP. Ginaprobahan unanimously sa third and final reading sa tanan nga makatapos ang 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo nga nagtambong sa 48th regular session ang Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-299. Ang Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-299 may tigulo. An ordinance declaring the last week of April as Livestock and Poultry Week celebration in the province of Iloilo and providing funds thereof. Ang ordinansa, gin-author kagin sponsor ni 2nd District Board Member Rolito Cahilig, kagin co-sponsors ng 3rd District Board Member Jason Gonzales, kag Vice Governor Christine Tingtinggarin. Ang nasambit ka provincial ordinance pagkakilalahon bilang Livestock and Poultry Week celebration of Iloilo. Ang probinsya sang Iloilo top producer sang karabaw, baka, kanding, baboy, manok, pato, kag iban pa sa gagmay nga mga ugsaran sa semi-commercial kag commercial farms sa Pilipinas. Suno sa Department of Agriculture diri sa Riyon 6, ang Iloilo ikaduha sa pinakamadamo nga swine producer nga yara sa 29.46% nga may kabugusan nga 339,979 ka hog heads, samtang ang Negros Occidental nagapanguna nga may 472,600 nga hog heads ukon 41.88% kutob sa October 2022. Dugang pa ang rehiyon nag-peak sufficiency level sa 289% tuhoy sa pork production. Nagadako ang demand para sa domestic pork kag chicken consumption. Apang ang lockdown sa tong COVID-19 pandemic kag ang outbreak sang African swine fever kag avian influenza cases sa bugos nga pungsod nagresulta sa kakulang sang supply sang livestock kag poultry products. Importante nga itigan ang isa ka semana kada tuig agod edukaron ang publiko tuhoy sa livestock kag poultry production. Lakip ang pagpanghangkat nga ginapangatubang sini sa mga sektor matapos ang COVID-19 pandemic kag ang liwat nga pagtuhaw sang ASF kag avian influenza cases. Dugang pa, kasining malawig nga semana sang selebrasyon, ang livestock kag poultry farmers ang ma-empower kag mahatagan sa pagkilala sa ilang kontribusyon sa agricultural economy sang probinsya sang Iloilo. Ang Livestock and Poultry Week celebration magaganyat sa mga investors, dugang nga pagpanalawsaw kag technological advancement agod mabuligan ang pagtinad sang agricultural sector. Nahibaluan man nga sa kada Abril sang tuig, ang livestock kag poultry farmers nagaproduce ang pinakadamo nga karne kag iban pa nga mga produkto.
I move that the Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-299 entitled the Ordinance declaring the last week of April as the Livestock and Poultry Week celebration in the province of Iloilo, providing funds thereof.
For third and final reading, Your Honor, I move for the approval of Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-299.
To those who are in favor for the approval of the Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-299, the third reading, please raise your right hand. The SB Secretary, please.
It appears, Your Honor, that all members present voted in favor of the ordinance.
Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-299 is hereby approved upon the
Unanimous vote.
vote of all members present.
Sanggunian in Action.
San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital ginduso nga mangin 25-bed Level 1 General Hospital. Ginaprobahan unanimously sa makatapos ang 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo ang proposed resolution number 2023-06-35 nga ginduso ni 1st District Board Member Marcelo Valentine Serag. Ang proposed resolution number 2023-06-35 may tigulo. A resolution requesting the Department of Health to upgrade the San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital from infirmary to a 25-bed Level 1 General Hospital. Pagisagahom sa Provincial Ordinance Number 2018-191, ang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital ginsugpon bilang District Hospital kag ginpahamtang sa idalom sa pagdumala sang Hospital Management Office sang Iloilo Provincial Government. Santo sa Provincial Ordinance Number 2018-191, ang Iloilo Provincial Government kag Municipality of San Joaquin may kasugtanan nga isaylo ang operation sang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital sa Iloilo Provincial Government nga amo ang magapatigayon sang pagpalisensya kag pag-upgrade sang ospital. Nahibaluan nga ang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital lisensyado karon bilang infirmary nga may 10-bed capacity. Gani may limitado nga kapasidad sa paghatag sang health services sa iya mga kliyente. Sa karon, ang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital nagalabot na sa 188.74% sa iya otorisado nga bed capacity. Ang mga pasilidad sa karon sa ospital ang ginalkipan na sa mga serbisyo sa isa ka general hospital, kaangay sang emergency room, operating room, clinical services, ancillary and support services, kaangay sang clinical laboratory, imaging facility, pharmacy kag CT scan. Kinahanglan nga i-upgrade ang lisensya sang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital agud ma-maximize ang iya kapabilidad sa karon. Kag masabat ang madamo nga hospitalization needs sa mga pasyente nga kadlamuan gikan sa First District sang Iloilo kag katupad nga mga banwa sang probinsya sang Antique. Angot sini, iyaginduso ang resolution nga nagahingyo sa Department of Health nga i-upgrade ang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital gikan sa infirmary nga mangin 25-bed level 1 general hospital.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Florida. Before we pass this resolution, please allow me first to read the letter of the Governor. Now, this is relative to the request for the passage of an ordinance upgrading the San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital from infirmary to level 1 hospital. So, it can be recalled that Attorney Dennis Quinteracion, Officer 1, Office in Charge of the Office of the Governor, as per EO Order Number 101 Series of 2023, in his letter dated April 4, 2023, requested for a resolution before the Honorable August Body to upgrade the San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital, San Joaquin Iloilo from infirmary to level 1 hospital. However, the upgrading of hospital entails additional funds for the Sangguniang Panlalawigan alone, and the Sangguniang Panlalawigan alone has the power to grant through an ordinance. So, for the information of this August Body, San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital was the only hospital in the province of Iloilo was created to an ordinance. So we are nakahigot kita na. But as a policy sa DOH, before upgrading the hospital, we have to make a request to Department of Health. That's why we're passing a resolution, requesting to them para if mabato na nila ang request, they will evaluate the hospital, and if qualified, that is the time that we will be passing an amendment to our ordinance to upgrade. So this is just the first move, the request. If this request will be approved, this resolution will be approved, then we'll pass this resolution to DOH, and the DOH will evaluate the San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital if qualified. So with this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I need to pass a resolution requesting for the Department of Health to upgrade San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital from infirmary to 25 beds capacity. Whereas, by virtue of Provincial Ordinance Number 2018-191, the San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital was annexed as District Hospital and placed under the supervision of Hospital Management Office of Iloilo Province. And whereas pursuant to Provincial Ordinance Number 2018, Iloilo Provincial Government and Municipality of San Joaquin entered into MOA, transferring the operation of San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital to the Iloilo Provincial Government, and pursuant to the said agreement, the Iloilo Provincial Government shall facilitate the licensing and upgrading of San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital. Whereas the San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital is currently licensed as an infirmary with 10-bed capacity, thus it has limited capacity to provide health services to the clients. Presently, the occupancy rate of San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital reached to 188.74% of its authorized bed capacity. Whereas the existing facilities of hospital already include the services of general hospital, such as emergency room, operating room, clinical services, ancillary and support services such as clinical laboratory, imaging facility, pharmacy, and CT scan. Whereas it is necessary to upgrade the license of San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital to maximize its existing capabilities and to address the increasing hospitalization needs of the patients who are mostly coming from the first district of Iloilo and nearby towns in the province of Antique. And for the information of this August body, if San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital will be qualified, magamit na ang return na sa local government unit or sa provincial government na magahanggad rin because of PhilHealth. No? Kaya gamay ang nagabalik sa local government unit because of the services na hindi magamit ang PhilHealth. Hindi magamit ang PhilHealth because nga infirmary lang ang San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital.
Mr. Chair, before I move for the approval, may I request from the proposer, the author, that since I was one of the co-authors of Provincial Ordinance number 2018-191 during the third Sanggunian, may I be a co-sponsor of this proposal instead?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. And it's very much happy ko all it's very good. Para mas mangin mapakon. Yes, very good. Thank you very much.
You know, we have enough time during that particular period for the approval of this ordinance.
What are those?
That was the past already. But we did it our way for members.
So I'm interested. I'm asking what are those rough times? Of the leader?
That was history. So
There's a motion.
I move for the approval.
So move. Any second?
Resolution.
Unanimously seconded. Resolution just stated by Honorable Zinab is hereby approved. Thank you.
Sanggunian in Action.
Resolution tuhoy sa greening sang Iloilo Airport Gateway, aprobado sang 14th SP. Ginaprubahan sa 48th regular session sang 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo ang resolution nga nagahatag sang otoridad sa gobernador nga makaperma sa Memorandum of Agreement para sa greening sang Iloilo Airport Gateway. Nagsulat si Governor Arto de Veso Jr. sa makatapos ang 14th SP nga napitsan Mayo 16 nga tuig nga nagahingyo sang otoridad nga makaperma sa Memorandum of Agreement for and on behalf sang Iloilo Provincial Government upod sa Iloilo City Government, Municipalities of Cabatuan, Santa Barbara, kag Pabia, Kaap, kag DPWH6 para sa greening sang Iloilo Airport Gateway. Gin-certify sang gobernador ang gilayon nga pagpasar sang resolution tuhoy sa nasabit nga hingyo agud nga ang kasugtanan gilayon nga mapatuman. Nahibaluan nga ang tagsa ka LGU magatanom sa ila tagsa ka nasakupan nga lugar sa ubay sang National Highway gikan sa Iloilo Airport padulong sa Iloilo City. Nagalabay sa mga banwa sang Cabatuan, Santa Barbara kag Pabia nga nagasangkad sang kapin sa 19 kilometros. Nagbakal ang mga natungdan nga partido sang kabug-usan nga 1,300 ka seedlings sa magkatuhay nga species, lakip ang Kasupangil, Malabago, Salinggunon, CR, Labayanan, Bakan, Bilibitan, Bani kag Katmon nga gamiton para sa tree growing activities.
I move to reiterate my previous motion, granting authority to the Honorable Governor under Article Jr. To sign the Memorandum of Agreement, the amended Memorandum of Agreement by and between the Iloilo Provincial Government, Iloilo City Government, Municipalities of Cabatuan, Santa Barbara, and Pabia, Kaap, and DPWH for the greening of the Iloilo Airport Gateway. I so move.
So move. A second. Seconded by Honorable Mistura, Gonzales, Palabrica, Diaz. Motion is approved.
Sanggunian in Action.
Proposed ordinance sa pagsukot sa amusement tax sa Bulangan kag city scan services rates and charges. Gin kalendaryo na para sa second reading sa masunod nga regular session. Matinahuron nga ginarekomendar sang Joint Committee nga ginalakipan sang Committee on Ways and Means bilang lead committee nga ginapamunuan ni 1st District Board Member Joanne Herminanda kag Committee on Games and Amusement nga ginapamunuan ni ex-officio Board Member Ramon Soliano, PCL Iloilo Chapter President nga adoptaron ang Consolidated Joint Committee Report kag ang Proposed Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-01-21 ang ikalendaryo para sa second reading sa masunod nga regular session. Ang Consolidated Joint Committee Report kinalkipan sa Proposed Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-01-21 nga may tigulo. An ordinance amending Section 2J.01b and Section 2J.02, Article J, Amusement Tax on Admission of Provincial Ordinance Number 2017-145, 2017 Revised Revenue Code of the Province of Iloilo. Kag sulat ni Governor Arthur De Feso Jr. nga napetsahan Abril 26 sining nga tuig nga nagahingyo para sa pag-aprobar sa proposed rates, charges for city scan services kag paglakip sini sa Revenue Code. May opinyon ang komitiba nga balido ang proposed provincial ordinance. Ang local government unit may otoridad sa paglevy sang koleksyon sang amusement tax collection gikan sa gross receipts sang admission fees sa idalom sang Section 140A sa Republic Act No. 7160 as amended by Republic Act No. 9640. Sa bahin sang sulat sang gobernador, naghiwat ang komitiba sang committee hearing sadtong Mayo 17 sining nga tuig. Ginhiwat man ang public hearing sadtong Hunyo 9 sining nga tuig. Ang Section 186 sang Local Government Code nagatugyan sa local government units sang gahom nga maglevy sang fees and charges.
And in view of the foregoing considerations, the Hearing Committee respectfully recommends for the adoption of this Consolidated Joint Committee Report and the proposed Provincial Ordinance Number 2023-01-21 where to attach the calendar for second reading in the next regular session.
Your Honor, for this committee report, I move for the adoption of the report.
Any second? Seconded by Honorable Distura, Gonzales, Palabrica, and Mondiar. Report is hereby adopted.
Likewise, Your Honor, I move that this consolidated joint committee report and the proposed provincial ordinance number 2023-01-21 be calendared for second reading in the next regular session.
So, any second? Honorable Distura, Gonzales, Palabrica, and Board Member Mondiar. The provincial ordinance is proposed is hereby referred on, is hereby calendared on second reading for the next regular session.
Sanggunian in Action.
Proposed Provincial Ordinance nga naga-convert sa IPDC-WC bilang balay pagbag-o gin-kalendaryo na para sa second reading sa masunod nga regular session. Matinahuron nga ginarekomendar sang Committee on General Services and Human Resources nga ginapamunuan ni 3rd District Board Member Matt Palabrica nga adoptaron niya committee report kag ang proposed provincial ordinance ikalendaryo para sa second reading sa masunod nga regular session. Ang proposed provincial ordinance may tigulo: an ordinance converting the Iloilo Provincial Development Center for Women and Children, IPDC-WC, in Cabatuan, Iloilo, to Iloilo Province Bahay Pag-asa for Children in Conflict with the Law to be known as Balay Pagbag-o. Ginrefer ini sa komitiba durante nga ginihiwat ang regular session sang 14th SP kag gin-endorso sang SP Secretary Attorney Raul Chusayco Jr. sadtong Mayo 16 nga tuig for study, report, and recommendation. Naghinyo ang Provincial Social Welfare Development Office sa pag-aprobar sang gobernador sa conversion sang Iloilo Provincial Development Center for Women and Children in Cabatuan, Iloilo nga mangin Iloilo Province Bahay Pag-asa for Children in Conflict with the Law nga kilalahon bilang Balay Pagbag-o. Ang pasilidad nga mag-aamuma sa vulnerable individuals kaangay sa mga biktima sang violence against women and their children, VAUSI, o kon Children in Conflict with the Law, CICL. Ginkabig sang komitiba nga balido ini santo sa mga probisyon sa Republic Act 7160 o ang Local Government Code of 1991. Ilabi na ang Section 11 may angon sa Section 16 kag 468 sini.
Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to the Sanggunian Panlalawigan members dated April 28, 2023, requesting for a provincial ordinance approving the conversion of the Iloilo Provincial Development Center for Women and Children in Cabatuan, Iloilo to Iloilo Province Bahay Pag-asa for Children in conflict with the law to be known as Balay Pagbago. The committee considered the said proposal as valid pursuant to the provisions of RS 2160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, more specifically Section 11 in relation to Section 16 and 468. Recommendations. In view of the foregoing considerations, the committee respectfully recommends for the adoption of this committee report that the herein proposed provincial ordinance entitled An Ordinance Converting the Iloilo Provincial Development Center for Women and Children in Cabatuan, Iloilo to Iloilo Province Bahay Pag-asa for Children in conflict with the law to be known as Balay Pagbago be calendared for second reading in the next regular session.
Your Honor, for committee report 10-2, I move for the adoption of the report.
So move. Any second? Second by Listuna, Diaz, and Herminanda. Report is by adopted.
Likewise, Your Honor, I moved that the proposed ordinance be calendared for second reading in the next regular session.
A motion to the floor leader. The proposed provincial ordinance is hereby referred and calendared for the second reading on the next regular session.
Sanggunian in Action.
Madamo nga mga proyekto nga ipatuman sa probinsya sang Iloilo aprobado sang 14th SP. Matinahuron nga ginarekomendar sang Committee on Infrastructure nga ginapamunuan ni 4th District Board Member Rolando Distura nga adoptaron na niya committee report. Kagaprubahan ang resolution nga nagahatag sang otoridad sa gobernador nga makapirma sa contract agreements upod sa mga contractors, suppliers para sa pagpatuman sa mga proyekto. Nagsulat si Governor Arthur Defensor Jr. nga napetsahan Mayo 8 sininga tuig nga nagahingyo sa otoridad nga makapirma sa contract agreements for and on behalf sang Iloilo Provincial Government upod sa mga contractors, suppliers. Ginalakipan ini sa mga masunod. Equals 5 construction. For construction improvement of water system in various schools in the 4th and 5th District of Iloilo for the bid price of 2,814,520 pesos and 37 centavos. JBHRI Construction Services for rehabilitation improvement of Botong Cabanbanan Road, Oton, Iloilo for the bid price of 21,953,856 pesos and 13 centavos. Giant West Construction Corporation for proposed drainage cover of Ramon Tabiana Memorial District Hospital, Cabatuan, Iloilo for the bid price of 374,708 pesos and 88 centavos. Red Hammer International Builders Corporation for the completion of linen and laundry building of Dr. Ricardo S. Provido Sr. Memorial District Hospital, Calinog, Iloilo for the bid price of 1,197,996 pesos and 65 centavos. Red Hammer International Builders Corporation for the construction of various waste facilities. Infectious pit, vault pit for sharps, pharmaceutical pit, placenta pot, anatomical pit, pathological pit, material recovery facility, septic vault pit for radiological waste, for San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital, San Joaquin, Iloilo, for the bid price of 1,998,000 pesos. Ginrefer ang mga ini sa komitiba durante ang inihiwat ang 46th regular session sang 14 Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo nga napetsahan Hunyo 6 sininga tuig kagin-endorso sang SP Secretary Atty. Raul Chusayco Jr. for study report and recommendation. Ginadoptar sa komitibang opinyon sang Provincial Legal Office nga nagasiling nga ang mga kasugtanan balido santo sa Section 16 kag Section 465 sa Republic Act 7160 ukon ang Local Government Code of 1991 subject to proper accounting rules and regulations.
Committee Report number 16, series of 2023 of the Committee on Infrastructure, chaired by this representation, relative to the letter of the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to the Sanggunian Panlalawigan members dated May 8, 2023, requesting authority to sign the contract agreements for and on behalf of the Iloilo Provincial Government with the following contractors and suppliers to wit: 1. equals 5 construction for the construction and or improvement of water system in various schools in the 4th and 5th district of Iloilo to be bid for the bid price of 2,814,520 pesos and 37 centavos. Number 2, JBHRI Construction Services for the rehabilitation and or improvement of Botong Kabanbanan Road, Uton, Iloilo for the bid price of 21,953,356 pesos and 13 centavos. Third, Giant West Construction Corporation for proposed drainage cover of Ramon Pabiana Memorial District Hospital, Cabatuan, Iloilo for the bid price of 374,708 pesos and 88 centavos. Fourth, Red Hammer International Builders Corporation for the completion of linen and laundry building of Dr. Ricardo S. Provido Sr. Memorial District Hospital, Calino, Iloilo for the bid price of 1,197,996 pesos and 65 centavos. And fifth, Red Hammer International Builders Corporation for the construction of various waste facilities, infectious pit, vault pit for sharps, pharmaceutical pit, placenta pot, anatomical pit, pathological pit, material recovery facility, and septic vault and or pit for radiological waste for San Joaquin Mother and Child Hospital, San Joaquin, Iloilo for the bid price of 1,998,000 even. The above mentioned subject matters of this report were referred to the Committee on Infrastructure during the 46th regular session at the 14th Sanggunian Panlalawigan ng Iloilo dated June 6, 2023 for study and duly endorsed by the Sanggunian Panlalawigan Secretary for study report and recommendations. Mr. Chair, may I proceed to the recommendations?
Yes, please.
Thank you. In view of the foregoing considerations, this committee recommends for the adoption of this committee report and the approval of a resolution granting authority to the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to sign the contract agreements for and on behalf of the Iloilo Provincial Government with the previously mentioned contractors and suppliers. Your Honors.
Mr. Chair, for Committee Report 10-3, I move for the adoption of the report.
So move in second. Seconded by Honorable Herminanda. Report is hereby enacted.
Likewise, Your Honor, I move for the passing of a resolution granting authority to the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to sign the contract agreements for and in behalf of the Iloilo Provincial Government with the 5 contractors, suppliers mentioned by the committee chair for the construction of the various programs and the corresponding bid amount as mentioned by the committee chair.
So move. Any second? Seconded by Honorable Herminanda. Motion is approved.
Sanggunian in Action.
Konstruksyon sang guardhouse sa Iloilo Provincial Nursery kag paghuman sang pasalubong center sa Art Center Matigayo na. Ginarekomendar sang Committee on Infrastructure nga ginapamunuan ni 4th District Board Member Rolando Distura nga adoptaron niya committee report kag aprobahan ang resolution nga naghatag sang otoridad sa gobernador nga makaperma sa contract agreement. Nagsulat si Governor Arthur Defensor Jr. nga napetsahan Mayo 22 nga tuig nga nagahinyo sang otoridad nga makaperma sa contract agreement for and on behalf sang Iloilo Provincial Government IPG upod sa 3rd Dragon Builders Innovation para sa konstruksyon sang guardhouse sa Iloilo Provincial Nursery, La Granja, La Paz, Iloilo City. Kag ang paghuman sang pasalubong center sa Art Center, Barangay Nanga, Pototan, Iloilo para sa bid price nga 958,144 pesos and 85 centavos. Ginrefer ini sa komitiba durante nga ginahiwat ang 46th regular session sang 14th SP. Nga napetsahan Hunyo 6 nga tuig, kag gin-endorso sang SP Secretary Atty. Raul Chusayco Jr. for study, report, and recommendation. Nasaad ang nasambit ng report sa mga proyekto sa Annual Investment Program for Calendar Year 2023 nga may program project title, Agricultural Development Program. Ginadoptar sa komitibang opinyon sa Provincial Legal Office nga nagasiling nga ang kasugtanan balido santo sa Section 16 kag Section 465 sa Republic Act 7160 ukon ang Local Government Code of 1991.
Committee Report Number 17, Series of 2023, the Committee on Infrastructure, relative to the letter of the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Zevenson Jr. to the Sangguniang Parliamentary members dated May 22, 2023, requesting authority to sign the contract agreement for and on behalf of the Iloilo Provincial Government with Third Dragon Builders Innovation for the construction of guardhouse at Iloilo Provincial Nursery, La Granja, La Paz, Iloilo, and completion of Pasalubong Center at Art Center, Barangay Nanga, Pototan, Iloilo, for the bid price of 958,144 pesos and 85 centavos. The said projects are contained in the annual investment program for calendar year 2023 with program projects titled Agriculture Development Program. In view of foregoing considerations, this committee recommends for the adoption of this committee report and the approval of resolution granting authority to the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to sign the contract agreements for and on behalf of the Iloilo Provincial Government with Third Dragon Builders Innovation for the construction of guardhouse at Iloilo Provincial Nursery at La Granja, La Paz, Iloilo, and completion of the Pasalubong Center at Art Center, Barangay Nanga, Pototan, Iloilo, in the bid price of 958,144 pesos and 85 centavos, Your Honors.
Mr. Chairman, for Committee Report 10-4, I move for the adoption of the report.
So moved. Any second? Second, Honorable Herminanda. Report is hereby adopted.
Likewise, Your Honor, I move for the passing of a resolution granting authority to the Honorable Governor Arthur R. Defensor Jr. to sign the contract agreement for and on behalf of the Iloilo Provincial Government with Third Dragon Builders Innovation for the construction of the provincial projects as mentioned by the committee chair and the corresponding bid amount as previously mentioned. I so move.
So moved. Any second? Second, Honorable Herminanda and Honorable Diaz. Motion is approved.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sanggunian in Action.
Committee hearing tuhoy sa pagtukod sang Iloilo Provincial Youth Development Office ginhiwat sang Lunes. Naghiwat sang committee hearing ang Committee on Youth Affairs and Sports Development nga ginapamunuan ni ex-officio board member Maria Angelica Bianca Requinto, PPSK Iloilo President, sa tong Hunyo 20 sining tuig sa Session Hall sa Iloilo Provincial Capital. May kaangtanan ini sa proposed Provincial Ordinance Number 2022-12-27 nga may tigulo. An ordinance creating the Iloilo Provincial Youth Development Office and providing funds thereof. Nagtambong man sa 4th District Board Member Rolando Distura, 3rd District Board Member Matt Palabrica, 5th District Board Member Carol V. Espinosa Diaz, kag ex-officio Board Member Ramon Soliano, PCL Iloilo President. Lakip man nga nagtambong ang mga resource persons gikan sa National Youth Council, Youth Focal Representatives, kag mga department heads o kon ilatiglawas gikan sa mga opisina sa Kapitolyo.
Sanggunian in Action.
Mga barangay tanods, magabaton sang cash incentives. Naghiwat sang ceremonial turnover sang cash incentives para sa barangay tanod sa probinsya sang Iloilo ang Iloilo Provincial Government pagi sa Provincial Treasurer's Office. Pagkatapos ang flag raising ceremony sang Hunyo 19. Ginpangunahan ng Provincial Administrator Raul Banyas, upod kanday 2nd District Board Members June Mondihar, Rolito Kahilig, kag Provincial Treasurer Jean Mary Omadhay ang turnover ceremony. Sa idalom sang Provincial Ordinance Number 2020-240 nga may tigulo, an ordinance granting benefits and incentives to the members of Barangay Tanod and providing funds thereof. Ang masubra 15,000 ka mga barangay tanod sa probinsya magabaton sa 1,000 pesos kada isa ka tuig. Ang author sa ordinansa nga si 2nd District Senior Board Member June Mondihar nagsiling nga ang paghatag sang cash incentive sa mga barangay tanods nagapatimaan sa pagkilala sa ila rolyo kag mapuslanon nga serbisyo sa ila barangay. Mas magamay ang balor sini kumpara sa mga insentibo nga ginahatag sa iban nga barangay volunteer workers kaangay sang barangay health worker, barangay service point worker, daycare worker, kag barangay nutrition scholar bangod tuman sa ila kadamo. Ginapasalamatan ni Mondihar si Governor Arthur Defensor Jr. sa pagpainsang pondo para sa mga insentibo sa mga barangay tanods. Kapin sa 1,721 ang barangay sa probinsya sang Iloilo. Kag ang kada barangay may tanod nga 6-15 depende sa kadakuon sang barangay kag sa kadamuon sang ila populasyon. Kutob sa Hulyo 30, 2021, may kabugusan nga 15,395 ka barangay tanods ang nalakip sa master list ng DILG. Ginsiling ni Umadhay nga ang cash incentives nga ginapanagtag umpisa sang Lunes ang para sa tuig 2022. Ginpabutyag ni Umadhay nga ang mga pondo iga-release sa mga barangay treasurers nga amo ang may katungdanan sa pagdistribuer sini sa mga barangay tanods.
Sanggunian in Action.
Sa katapusan nga balita, Appropriation Ordinance Number 2022-004 sang dingle gindeklarar nga operative in its entirety. Matinahuron nga ginarekomendar sang Committee on Appropriations nga ginapamunuan ni 4th District Board Member Domingo Oso Jr. sa 48th regular session sang 14th Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo nga adoptaron nga committee report kag aprobahan ng resolution nga nagadeklarar sa Appropriation Ordinance Number 2022-004 sang dingle Iloilo bilang operative in its entirety. Ang Appropriation Ordinance Number 2022-004 sang dingle Iloilo may tigulo. An appropriation ordinance appropriating the sum of 186,925,000 pesos in the general fund and 20,180,000 pesos in the operation of economic enterprise as the annual budget of the municipality of Dingle, province of Iloilo for fiscal year 2023, covering the period from January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2023, and authorizing the implementation thereof. Ginrefer ini sa komitiba, gin-review kag ginsumiter sa Local Finance Committee nga nag-review man ka nagsiling nga may substantial compliance sa Republic Act 7160 sa implementing rules and regulations kag kaangot nga mga kasuguan.
Sanggunian in Action.
Inyo nabatian ang deliberasyon kag aksyon sa 48th regular session sang 14 Sangguniang Panlalawigan ng Iloilo. Pinaagi sa sininga programa, ginadala sa inyo ang tanan nga gintalakay para sa ihibalo sa mapumuluyo sa bugos nga probinsya sang Iloilo. Dapat makahibalo kamo sa mga balita, impormasyon, serbisyo, kag dedikasyon sa makatapos sang 14th SP. Upod kay Vice Governor Christine Tingtinggarin bilang presiding officer kag kabilugan nga provincial board ang mensahe, we act as one, we heal as one, and we shall recover as one. Balita, halin sa Sanggunian, Elmalin Paredes Abordo reporting, Sanggunian in Action, tubtub sa masunod nga semana, Sanggunian in Action.
Sanggunian in Action.
Madamo nga salamat Elmalin sa mapuslanon nga mga impormasyon para sa kasayuran sa mga pumuluyo sa bugos nga probinsya sang Iloilo. This time, ipabati naton ang nangin deliberasyon sa makatapos ang 14th Iloilo SP tuoy sa resolusyon para sa greening sang Iloilo Airport Gateway.
First is this is just a gentle reminder for the PGNRO that since we have an ordinance about the Iloilo aerodrome safety ordinance, because they will be flying their drones there, I know there will be a very close coordination with the CAAP because this will, of course, it's about the safety of the part of the ordinance of our safety ordinance of the Iloilo International Airport. And number two, Mr. Chair, we will be also appraised on what would be the disposition about this ordinance presented earlier by presented to us by our Secretary, Attorney Chesaico, about that ordinance nga 5 meters, no planting, and what section of that provincial ordinance year 2017. Yes, so what would be the disposition of this August body, Mr. Chair?
Good morning, Your Honors. Attorney Cesar Manuel Buico Jr. for the Provincial Government, Environment and Natural Resources. Your Honors, to the first comment of the Honorable Board Member Disculpa, yes, Your Honor, we have secured when we will be taking drone shots, we will take due consideration of the authority of the CAAP, as well as in due consideration also of the safety of the aircrafts that are nearby and of the area of the Iloilo Airport. As to the ordinance, Your Honors, the planting of the perennial trees, we take into consideration that this the location of the greening project is a national road, and the Department of Public Works and Highways has taken due consideration as to the safety, as to the effect on the road and taking into consideration the safety of the vehicles passing by through the national highway, and which is why, as included in the memorandum of agreement, the types of plants or trees to be planted, the shrubberies, are carefully selected, to pose the least danger to the riding public, and the concern of the Honorable Secretary, the planting of the trees, as stated in the ordinance, is within 5 meters along the edge of the road. This has been considered by the Department of Public Works, and the whole road already is 20 meters wide. So they have taken into consideration the distances to the edges, Your Honors. And if I understood correctly, the ordinance is looking into the provincial road, Your Honor, which is much smaller than the national highway.
All right. Board Member Distura.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Attorney Buico, for that clarification. And as I believe, these are considered shrubs,
Trees and shrubs.
not that tall,
Yes.
lanky species types, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so for me, I will no longer make some
Okay.
interpolations. Thank you.
Board Member Junmon Albino, recognized.
Mr. Chairman, the provincial ordinance, it is stated the provincial ordinance that the planting of trees within 5 meters from the edge of the road is prohibited. So we want to know, this proposed planting of trees, we want to know how many meters is this from the edge of the road? Because the provincial ordinance states that or prohibits the planting of the trees within 5 meters from the edge of the road. And the author of that provincial ordinance is Board Member Doming also, am I right? So we want to know if the proposed planting would not violate that ordinance authored by Board Member Doming also. The ordinance prohibits the planting of trees within 5 meters. If the proposed planting of trees is only within 3 meters, that is violation of the ordinance.
Attorney also, it
Yes,
violates
just
your ordinance.
to expound further.
Unless if, Mr. Chair, unless if the author of the ordinance will
Agree.
clearly state that is an exception.
Look what happened at Pototan.
Yeah.
There were trees planted along the road, but because of the expansion, all the trees were cut down.
Yeah.
Because it is not within 5 meters along the edge of the road. So I do not want that the same thing would happen in the future of the planting of tall trees which are planted along the road, where there is a possibility of the expansion or widening of the road, and again it will be cut for reason of expansion.
Right.
That is why it was made the intent is when there is a possibility for widening, the same would not be touched or would not be cut down by the reason of expansion.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Because of the discussion, Your Honor, I move to reiterate my previous motion, granting authority to the Honorable Governor, Arthur R. Jr., to sign the memorandum of agreement, the amended memorandum of agreement by and between the Iloilo Provincial Government, Iloilo City Government, municipalities of Cabatawan, Santa Barbara, and Pabia, Kaap, and DPWH for the building of the Iloilo Airport Gateway. I so move.
So move a second. Seconded by Honorable Distura, Gonzales, Palabrica, Diaz. Motion is approved.
Sa ngalan ni Vice Governor Christine Tingting Garin sa atong SP Secretary Attorney Raul Josico Jr., kabilugan nga katapos ang 14th Iloilo SP kag bugos nga puwersa sang Sanggunian In Action program. Diri na magatakop ang ining edisyon sang aton programa, Sanggunian In Action. Mabatian diri sa Bombo Radio tag sa Domingo, alaw na sa ngapon. Makit-an mabasahan sa Facebook page Sanggunian In Action. Sa padayon nga pagserbisyo sang 40 SP sa inyo, ini ang inyo alagad Bert Ladara nga nagapanumdom. We do not only heal as one but recover as one. Keep safe, everyone. Sanggunian in Action. Inyo nabatyan ng isa naman ka mabinungahon ng edisyon sang Sanggunian in Action. Padayon na lang ang inyong pagpamati sa sininga programa, Sanggunian in Action.
The preceding was an independently produced program. The opinions expressed by the commentator and his guests for the duration of the program are solely his own and not that of the station.